Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a really quick video of my 5-star predictions of 2020. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Kendra. I post book videos, sometimes beauty videos, vlogs, travel vlogs, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to watch those videos, then definitely hit subscribe down below. And also, if you want to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis, Twitter and Instagram are the best place to do that. My Instagram and Twitter name is @Kendra Cus, and yeah, go ahead and follow me there if we want to be friends there too. And also, more recently, I started a bookstagram. It's @Kendra Cus Reads. So if you want to see more bookish content, then that's the place to do it. But let's just go ahead and get right on into the video. So this list is actually really short. One, I'm only focusing on books that are being released in 2020. So this has nothing to do with like the ideal books that I'm reading next year. It's just the books that I'm reading next year, but that are specific to being released in 2020. And 2, I'm really picky with my 5 stars. And 3, I don't read 100 million books a year like some people do. Like I think last year I read 60. So it's like, I know that there probably will be plenty more, but they are up in the air. I just don't know. And also I think a majority of them will be books that weren't released in 2020. Anyways, that's a really long intro, too long. And I wanted to talk about the number 1 book that I think is going to be a 5-star read for me, and it is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angels. I actually just requested an ARC for this book, so please pray to the ARC gods that they rain their blessings down on me, because I cannot wait for this book. It is pitched as like a Moulin Rouge inspired world, and to me, reading the description, it feels like a mix between Moulin Rouge, the Caraval series, and also the Night Circus. And I just feel like there's not much more I could ask for, because Moulin Rouge is one of my favorite movies, and then the Caraval series is one of my favorite series, and the atmospheric and like dark, enigmatic world of the Night Circus, like I truly just feel like this book seems like that. Basically, from the description, it sounds like it's about this magician and showgirl and this other guy, and they're in a world where people like love magic and stuff, but also fear it. So I can totally feel like that's going to make a really interesting dynamic between these normal everyday citizens loving the magicians or the showgirl or whatever, but then also kind of hating them. It's like that weird, you're kind of obsessed with them, but then you kind of, anyways, I feel like that's a long tangent, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I think this book is going to be so good. I'm really hoping I get an ARC. If I get an ARC, I'm probably going to start reading it literally right away. Like, I'm so excited, and yeah, I really, from the description, from the feelings I'm getting from it, I really think it's going to be a 5-star read, and I'm crossing my fingers. The next book is The Damned by Renee Ahdieh. This is the sequel to The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh, and I just adored The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I loved it so much. I felt like it brought that nostalgic YA like feel I like when I read back in my high school days, but it made it sophisticated, it made it well thought out, it made it mature. It felt like just a way upgraded version of young adult fantasy from when I was in high school. And I know that's how all young adult books should feel, so they should just be constantly growing and getting better. But this truly felt so nostalgic, but also so fresh and new. If you don't know anything about the book, I know I've talked about it in previous videos because I just filmed the most anticipated releases, and this was one of the books I was talking about. But in The Beautiful, it is about a girl named Celine who accidentally murders her attempted rapist, and so she flees the country. She lives in Paris, by the way. She flees Paris, gets on a boat that takes her to New Orleans. She works at a convent, and the whole point of this convent is these girls work here to pay for their stay, and then they are hoping to find like a good husband or something, or a good job to help support them. And Celine runs into this girl named Odette. Odette is a very enigmatic, strong, powerful woman that kind of just like is so intriguing and kind of sucks Celine in. and Celine is a dressmaker or a fashion designer, whatever you want to call it, and she's a really, really good one, and Odette wants Celine to work for her as far as making her dresses and stuff. And there's vampires. There's a brooding, beautiful, enigmatic, dark, love. What am I trying to say? Lusty? Not lusty. That's weird. I don't know. I'm obsessed with the romance in this book. There was like a really steamy scene in the last book, and it was so good. I love Bastien. He's my book boyfriend. Also, there is a kind of a love triangle in The Beautiful, but it's not really a love triangle because nothing really happens. I can definitely see it being a much more prevalent problem or plot point in the second book. Anyways, it is so good, and I actually loved like all the characters. Like I thought they were all just brilliant, and it was so atmospheric and so like it just felt like you were in the world, in this world, in New Orleans with her. Picture Renee Ahdieh painted of New Orleans was beautiful. I just think that I'm gonna love The Damned by Renee Ahdieh. I truly think I'm gonna give it a 5-star. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a trilogy or what, but I tend to like second books a lot, and I hope that the theme follows through because I love this story and I just want more from it. I can't wait for it to come out. The next book is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. Plot twist. I filmed this quite a few weeks ago and read A Heart So Fierce and Broken when it came out, and I did not give it 5 stars. But I'm gonna keep this whole thing in this video because technically it was a projected 5-star read for me, even though it didn't end up being a 5-star read for me. And yeah, it was kind of disappointing. Anyways, that is all. I'm gonna go. Okay, thanks, bye. This is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I'm very excited for this book. At this point, it comes out in like 3 days from the day I'm filming this, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna pick it up and read it when it comes out. I was planning on rereading Curse So Dark and Lonely, but I didn't have time, so you know, what can you do? I read some recaps online though. I do think I'm gonna love this based off, obviously not gonna give it away any spoilers, but based off of how the first one ends, in my brain and putting that together with all the reviews of people who had arcs of A Heart So Fierce and Broken, I truly think I'm gonna love it. It definitely focuses more on Gray, but it still is with Ren and Harper, and I do love all 3 characters. So I don't mind if there's a focus on one over the other. I'm just excited that we're still gonna get like probably a lot from both. But we have a lot of deeper stories going on. We're gonna be finding out a lot more information about these 3 characters, and I'm really excited. I love Gray, I love Ren, I love Harper. Harper's one of my favorite main characters because she's so strong and smart, and you never like disagreed with something that she said or did. I always feel like every step she made was a smart step. Does that make sense? The next book is kind of like, well, I mean, yes, I do believe I should include it, but it's also kind of more of like an honorable mention. And that is Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan. I already read this because I got an ARC. I think it was in November or beginning of November was when I read it. And I loved it, okay? But I'm going to tell you a little bit of why without giving anything away. It dives so much deeper into the stories of all 3 characters, which was really, really important. I mean, you get a lot of Nadia, but you also get way more of Malachiez. I know it's Malachiage, but I say Malachiez. And Seraphin, which is really important. You did get a lot of Nadia and Seraphin in the first book, but now you also get more of Malachiez's story, which is really important. They also go on like a physical journey as well as like a mental journey and an emotional journey, and all around, it was just a great sequel to the first book. I know that the Wicked Saints is definitely kind of controversial. People either love it or hate it. I feel like there's not really an in-between. My sister and I loved it, but my sister-in-law just read it and she didn't really like it. All of us at the Overhyped Book Club loved it, but like I think it's just like you either love it or you hate it. You either vibe with it or you don't vibe with it. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited for it to come out into the world though, because I really want to get my hands on it. I'm crossing my fingers that Owl Crate does like a special edition, because they did their edition of the Wicked Saints, which is the one I have, and I really want the sequel like that too, but it's fine. I loved it. Wicked Saints is great. It's about a like Slavic Russian inspired world. It's about two warring countries. It's about Nadia, who believes in the gods and the gods can speak to her. She's a cleric. And then it's about the warring other side who uses blood magic and don't believe in the gods. And it's about the girl from one place and the two boys from the other place and their worlds colliding. And that's about it. I mean, it's obviously much, much, much more than that, but you know, in the end, that's about it. And the last one, I'm actually like, I hesitate to put it on this list because I hate the cover and I shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but it definitely isn't super promising, but her previous work is, and it is the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Did I say that right? Yeah. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins.
Let me be an example as to why you should not film a video 3 weeks before you edit it and post it. Listen, I'm not trying to hate on this book before it has come out, before reviews have come out, before anyone's read it, but it's been talked about a lot on book Twitter and stuff like that because we now know that the protagonist is President Snow. We all hate President Snow. Honestly, I don't know how to feel, but I don't despise the book, but it's just kind of funny. Now I definitely don't think it's gonna be a 5-star, but again, I'm gonna keep it in this video for all intents and purposes of this video because truly at the time I did think it was gonna be a 5-star, but anyways, let's just keep on going with this.
I am so excited for this. I don't know what to expect at all. Like, I know to expect a good story, but the current description is so vague. It just says it starts right before the 10th Hunger Games, like the 10th Hunger Games ever. So 64 years before the Hunger Games series took place. And I just love Hunger Games so much. One of my favorite series of all time. I love the movies. I love all the characters. Like Haymitch and Peeta are two of my favorite characters in the book world so much. I love them so much. So I truly think that Suzanne Collins can really offer up a really great story. I kind of hope there's a tiny bit of romance, kind of like in the Hunger Games series. It's like an underlying theme. You know, it's like a plot, but not the main plot, obviously. I kind of hope that is it again. I think I'm really interested to see like the political side of things because who knows what kind of ruthless leader was there before President Snow. Like, I don't know. But I'm really keen to see what the story is about. And I truly think it could be a great one. And you know what? I think it's going to be fun and good and fresh, and I think it's a great time for Suzanne Collins to come back with a novel into the YA world because like it's been so long since the Hunger Games and so much has developed in the YA fantasy / dystopian world that I really am excited to see her take on this new and fresh genre. And yeah. So honestly, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm super picky with like what I rate 5 stars. I wish I really kind of wasn't, but those are all my 5-star predictions. I'm sure I will read brand new books from 2020 that are also 5 stars, but I hesitate to say that I'll rate them 5 stars because of my history rating books. Yeah. Also, I know there's going to be probably like 15 to 25-star books I read next year, but a lot of them, and probably a good chunk of them, probably weren't published in 2020, so that's why I'm not adding them to the list. But it will be interesting, like once all these 5 books have come out, to do like a video, like were they actually 5 stars? And that'll be really interesting. So anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and check out my social medias if you want to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever happens to be that you're watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.